There's multiple ways we can get ourselves out of procrastination. Today, we're just going to focus on building and creating new habits. Because if you can create something different, like I did a live in the group the other day saying, how many times have you just been on autopilot? I used to travel to work every single day and not remember how I got there or how I got home. And that's because I don't, it's a habit. So in order to break out of that habit and break out of that autopilot mode, we need to change the habit. So in that scenario, we could take a different route, right? Because now we have to pay attention and be more aware because we're not used to seeing that as we're going. Welcome to Unleashing Your Greatest Potential with co-hosts Tina Guimar and Deborah Rogers. Many people go along every day and they are not really passionate about what they do. They spend a lot of time working and very little time with their family, friends, and doing things that they love to do. Our intention for this show is to help you unleash your greatest potential and create extraordinary results in your personal, professional, and spiritual life. This will allow you to start focusing on the things that you love and to live a more purposeful life. Enjoy the show. This is part 2 of our procrastination elimination series. And yesterday we talked about why we procrastinate. So today we're going to start talking to you about how to eliminate procrastination and get into action.
This is more important. This is how you get past it. If you find yourself procrastinating, it's not the end of the world. It's just another step in your journey. And when you get stronger, knowing how to eliminate your own procrastination, it will help the people coming behind you because you can pass that information on to them and help them. First off, number 1, start your habit change process by building awareness. So pay attention to your habits. Get that change process going and building new awareness and building new habits to move you forward. If you normally wake up in the morning and you go straight to your phone and read your emails, and that sets you up for procrastination for the day. I know it does for me.
Yeah, we have to be aware. Awareness is always the first step in anything, to be aware.
Yeah, I just wanted to go one step further with your driving yourself to work and home again. It's just, I see so many people that are just doing the same thing in their life. They're just going through the motions and they're in such sleep. They're asleep and they're just sleeping through their life because they're procrastinating something and they don't know how to get out of it. So I love this because this is so important. You know, you can be driving down the freeway and look over at the person next to you on the freeway and they're just blankly staring straight ahead. They don't look over at you or anything. And to me, that's a sign that they're asleep at the wheel. They're procrastinating something or they're thinking about something and they're not present. So we want to be present where we are.
That's the key right there. They're not present. So for me, I usually call that robot mode, but like I'm just in robot mode or I'm on autopilot. But really what it comes down to is we're not present. We're not practicing mindfulness. I never really understood what mindfulness was until a few years ago. And once I really became aware, and this is where the awareness comes in, then I could stop practicing that mindfulness every day. So instead of going from the car to the office and people saying, hey, how is it still this outside? And I'm like, I don't know, because I wasn't mindful of my surroundings. And that's where we really need to, like Debbie said, bring that awareness and figure out, okay, is this habit hurting me or is it helping me? Like, we all have habits of getting up and brushing our teeth first thing in the morning, right? Or getting up, going to the bathroom, brush out. We do these things without even thinking. Those habits aren't hurting us. It's the habits that are hurting us is the ones that we want to focus on.
Right. Absolutely. And every change that we make in our life begins with a choice. We have to make a choice in order to do anything. Otherwise, it's just autopilot and there's no choices. We feel that the choices have been made for us. So for me, that's where procrastination comes in. I either procrastinate because it's something I'm not sure of the outcome, or I feel that what I'm doing won't have any effect or impact. And so I procrastinate on that. What about you, Tina?
Yeah, it's absolutely true. We really have to identify which habits, like I said, are good or bad. And then on the bad ones, we definitely need to choose, okay, are we going to continue on this path or are we going to change it? And that's where the choice comes in. So I love that. I love that you pointed that out.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly where the choice comes in. And that's not only where your choice comes in, but that's where you're going to impact other people. Because if they're sitting back procrastinating and they're waiting for you to move forward, they're going to see you moving forward and it's going to put them into action.
And
So
that's what this community is about.
that's right. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so we encourage each other. And like we said on the other video, if you don't have an accountability partner, find one.
Yeah. Reach out. We can help you find one if you don't have one already, or you don't know anybody in the group, or you don't know anybody that wants to be your accountability partner. Reach out. We know a lot of people. We can help you with that.
Yeah. And it's just like, we can continue hanging around people that don't really want to see us get moving ahead. Or we can choose, making the choice, to stop hanging around people that are on a similar journey to us. And that is the reason we created this group. Because every single one of you, if you're listening to this video or if you're listening to this audio, you want more out of life. You're not happy at some point, at some area in your life with where you are right now, and you want to make a change. So every single person in this group has that in common at the very minimum. And when you start reaching out and talking to people, you're going to see how much you have in common with other people. Because a lot of times we think we're alone on this journey, and we're not. There's people going through similar things as us, and it's our job and our responsibility to help them and encourage them and inspire them, which is going to motivate them.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, it is. And when you come up short, what Tina was talking about, when you come up short and you have a shortage in your life, if you use the Zig Ziglar wheel of life, and you can measure each section of your life, and if you're short on something, it's the same thing as having a flat tire, is what Zig called it. So everybody needs to measure their life and figure out where they're coming up short. We can have a conversation about that if you need more information.
Yeah, definitely. That's key right there. It's important to strive for balance. Some people don't believe in balance, and you really can get there if you work hard at it and do the right things.
Absolutely. That's the key, the right habits. You have to get into the right habits, doing the right things and regularly. People know what to do. They just don't do it for some reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not because they don't know what to do, they don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, that's fear. Fear,
Yes.
fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown. Exactly.
So number 3 is you want to attach a new behavior to some, or a new habit to something you already do. That's going to help you to actually change the habit and create a new one. So what's a good example of that? Can we give them an example of that?
Meditate for 5 minutes in the morning instead of doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Like checking our phones?
Like checking your email first thing in the morning. Sit there and meditate for 5 minutes. There's wonderful meditations on YouTube.
I love that.
You know, when you get up and run to the bathroom, brush your teeth, whatever, when you're driving to work, maybe not when you're driving to work, maybe when you get to your desk 5 minutes early and you just sit there and just meditate for 5 minutes, or you get the 10 o'clock break or whatever, just meditate for 5 minutes. That's going to help you throughout your day.
I love that.
It's going to build, and you're going to come up with more habits on top of that help you instead of hinder you when you start one new habit and attach it to what you want to where you want to succeed in your life.
That's awesome. What's number 4?
Number 4, gain clarity about what you want to do and how you will do it. So you already know what you want to do. So figure out how you want to do it. Don't ask questions, just go do it. It'll come to you. You already have everything you need within you.
That's important.
You don't need anything else. You don't need somebody telling you, stand here, do that, say this, say that, write this, write that. Just go do it. That's how books are written, because somebody just stepped out of their comfort zone and did what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. You have to be genuine. You have to be authentic. And this is, somebody can tell you what to say and do, but you know what? Is that what you really would have said and done? If not, then that's not being authentic. So you really got to be careful in that situation.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And clarity is so important. What do we used to say? With clarity comes customers, right?
Yes.
Because I'll give you a prime example. I am a master multitasker. I am. And it's bad. It's bad. I know. Read the one thing. If you like to multitask, read the one thing, because it's really not good for you. That'll open your eyes to show you how multitasking is not really effective and why it's not effective. So if you're interested in that, reach out. I can show you how to get that book. But it's like I want to do all these, like I want to help so many people and I want to do all different things. But when I'm trying to do 10 different things at once throughout the day, like if every day I'm trying to work on 10 different businesses, that's not going to get me anywhere.
No.
I have to be clear. And if you're not clear on what you want, then the people that are following you are going to be unclear as well. And they're not going to follow you because they're going to be confused. If you don't have clarity, your audience is going to be confused. So be very, very careful when it comes to clarity.
Absolutely. Because once a person's confused, it's very hard for them to focus.
Yep.
Yeah. So 5 is start with a simple step. So
baby steps, are still a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. A baby step in the right direction is worth more than 50 steps, huge steps in the wrong direction.
I love that.
just one teeny tiny little step in the right direction is going to get you so much closer to your goals that, oh, my timer says go live in the group.
That's awesome. I love it. See,
Yeah,
that's
so
a habit that she set.
absolutely.
So, yeah, we'll
It's
talk
just a
about
little early today. But one tiny little baby step, if it's just going live on your timeline, whatever it is, one tiny little baby step is going to get you to your, what am I trying to say? Your
end
your
goal.
winning goal.
Yeah.
So much faster. The finish line is what I was trying to say. The finish line before you ever expected, because it's not that far away from you. It just looks like it is when you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. And us, it's like this, right? We've trained on this and did videos on this before, but you have this big goal that you set. Are you going to achieve that goal if you try and just go from here to here right away? Probably not. You have to take that big end goal and break it down into smaller pieces. And that's what this means. Start with a simple, small step. So if you need, let's say if you need to get 100 new customers by the end of the year, break that down into a monthly, weekly, and daily numbers. And that's your small step. So now you know, okay, I need to talk to X number of people today and have real quality, good conversations with X number of people. That's an example of just a simple, small step.
Right. And it's not just sending your link out to X amount of people every day.
That's a different training.
I know, but I just wanted to throw that in there. That's not talking to people. You want to come from your heart when you talk to people, not from your company's pocketbook. You want to come from your heart and just reach out to them, see if you can help them with something and go from there.
That's like if you, well, just say this last thing on that real quick, because we could go for hours on this topic.
Oh yeah, we could go.
Debbie and I. So
Absolutely.
think of it this way. It's like and this is so off topic right now, but I have to say it. If you meet somebody for the first time and ask them to get married, that's basically what you do, and you're just sending your links out. And it's I'm reading a really good book right now just on that topic. It's called Digital Persuasion. And it's funny because she talks about how to send messages or emails to people in a way that's going to make them, what's the word she used? It's going to make them want to stop and read the message. So,
Good.
and now that I'm aware of that, I actually constantly get messages the way that you're not supposed to send them. Like she says, how, like instead of saying, I do this and I can help you with this, it's like you need to come at it in a way of, hey, I checked you out and this is what I've found out about you. And then that's going to make them want to have that conversation with you. I had somebody do it to me recently, like, oh, I'm with such and such company and we just opened a location in Rhode Island and I want to come here and show you how I can help you do this. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm busy right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I don't even want to read that message. So anyway, that was off topic. We'll have to.
Yeah, you got to take yourself out of it. And one more little tiny thing is, as you talk to people the right way, your numbers are going to increase. So that's an incentive to learn how to talk to people the right way. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. So number 6, remember your why.
We have a really good resource, I believe is still in the units. So if you don't know really what your why is, or it's not strong enough, go through that activity we have in the units, because that's going to help you a lot.
It's going to help you break it down. There's some videos in there also, some YouTube videos that's going to help you break it down, figure out what your why is, and your why should be big enough to make you cry. It should be heartfelt. It should come from within you, not from the outside.
Yeah. And once you think you know your why, keep asking why on top of that why. Like Debbie and I, we've done an exercise where we go 7 whys deep. If you think that'll help you reach out, we can take you through that process, because it really does help you to get clarity on that why. And that's going to make all the difference in the world.
It does. And sometimes just asking yourself doesn't do it. You need somebody else. You need that little extra push, that little extra pressure just to bring it out of you. Otherwise, you just give yourself excuses and pass it off. But I know I'm bad about that. So if you need that extra push, the little pressure, let us know that you need the 7 whys, and we'd be more than happy to help you with that.
I love that. So here's a question I want to pose for you right now. And just think about this. You don't have to share it. If you are brave enough and you want to share the answer, we'd love to see what that is for you. How does your habit of procrastination impact your why? So you have this why, but you now have a habit of procrastination. How is that impacting it? So if you're brave, let us know. Send us a message, put in the comments, however you want to do it. Or you don't have to. If you're more comfortable, I really want you to think about that right now and try and come up with that answer for yourself.
Yeah, it's important. It really is, because there's procrastination and there's your why. If your why is not big enough, guess what happens? You procrastinate. Your why has to be big enough to pull you forward and make you do what you're uncomfortable doing. That's where the growth comes in. And that's where you're going to grow the most. And that's where you're going to get the most out of what you're doing. And it's going to help you get to where you want to be.
Wow. That was right there a huge golden nugget. And it was actually an insight to why we could be procrastinating, because that why is not big enough. It was a secret. Don't tell anyone. Just I love it. Do you have another question you want to pose to them?
Does your why touch you at the place of your deepest fears, desires, or strongest passion? If not, we need to talk. Take about 30 to 45 minutes. You and I, or you and Tina.
Or the 3 of us.
Or the 3 of us, whichever you prefer. Let us know. And we're here to help you.
Some things to ponder, and we thank you for being here.